welcome to the Weekend Roundup, a podcast in where I talk about various things, or depends on who joins. I also like to shout out to the Invincible new uh, cover arts. So I got Volume One, and Volume Two, and then there's three and four, which complete the totality of Invincible. Can't wait for that to come out. But speaking of season two, can't wait for that to kind of come out as well. But welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy this. We just got to talk about a few things. We're not going to be talking about a lot of things this much on this podcast, but I want to talk about the game of the year stuff and how it is currently heating up. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're nearing the end, and possible games of the years have been coming out. Like prime example, we have Spider-Man 2, we have Baldur's Gate, we have Tears of the Kingdom, and we have various other games that are near the end. And for me personally, I honestly think it's going to be between Baldur's Gate and it's going to be between Spider-Man 2 and which gets the Game of the Year. I have a funny feeling it's most likely going to be Baldur's Gate. So because the next topic we'll talk about, but right now, all I'm saying is uh, this year in gaming has been one of the best so far. There's been a lot of fantastic games that has come out. I've been playing a lot of them, and I genuinely can say I've been having fun throughout a lot of the games of this year. There have been some is and a little bit of what the hell is going on here, but so far I have been having fun with these games, and I genuinely would like to say that I wouldn't exchange it for the world. Besides, like one of the older years, in which I say like a PS2 year or a year after, in which there was a bunch of games coming back to back to back, which is great. Ooh, let me just step check something. Nope. Anywho, the next thing I want to talk about Baldur's Gate. Congratulations to Baldur's Gate for getting multiple awards at the Joystick Awards. Let me go ahead and we'll look at it real quick. We're gonna look at the Joystick Awards. So far, they were the first ones to actually get it. Give me a second. Let me find it. So here is the Joystick Award games. We got Best Storytelling going to Baldur's Gate, which makes sense because Baldur's Gate is a complete package from start to finish and with multiple different things that could happen throughout the game, and it's actually really good. We got the Still Playing It award, which is No Man's Sky, which I can see that, especially after it was fixed as a game. It became more of a community than the game by the time it got fixed up. Best visual design, it's definitely still Baldur's Gate, which is again unsurprising. Uh, Granted, the game does have a little bit of graphical hiccups here and there, but I can genuinely say that the game does look fantastic. We got Cyberpunk 2077, and no, we have Studio of the Year, which is Larian Studios. It's actually, again, the creators of Baldur's Gate. Give me just a second here. Hi, I was talking about the game, Golden Joystick Awards.
Oh, Baldur's Gate. Like I said,
Can't hear you.
you can't hear me?
No,
Can you hear me now?
no.
I don't know why you can't hear me. I don't have
You
any.
sound really low, and it also is
Uh,
an echo.
I did. Hold on.
Try speaking now.
Can you hear me?
Give me a second. How did you just join this?
From Discord. Also, there was a little thing that popped up that said some Android devices may be experiencing some bugs, like an echo.
Hey, Retro.
Let me try leaving out and stuff and putting my earbuds in. Let me try that.
Okay. One moment, Retro. I got to finish this up. What was that? Oh yeah, we had the best studio of the year with Larian Studios. Of course, like I said, the creators of Baldur's Gate, in which is like that is actually really great. We got best game expansion. We got Cyberpunk 2077, which I can honestly say the expansion to the game is very fantastic. I still need to play it fully. But other than that, I can understand why Cyberpunk gets it. It's probably the only expansion this year that matters genuinely to me. We got Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is a great game. Oh my bad, best indie game. Sea of Stars, which is actually a fantastic RPG. A little bit on the abstract side, but I'll do a deficiency episode on it one day. You will definitely see it. Uh, we got best VR game, Horizon Call of the Mountain. Not gonna lie to you, I don't know. I don't know about that. Best multiplayer game is Mortal Kombat 1. Gonna have to disagree with that. I actually say Street Fighter has the a little bit of an edge over it because the gameplay is more, exciting versus like Mortal Kombat 1, which you have to be a little tight in your controls. But I can see how Mortal Kombat 1 gets it. But no, that's just me. Best audio, Final Fantasy 16. I actually makes sense. I wouldn't say Final Fantasy 16 is the best game of the year because the more you play it, the more it starts to get a little annoying. But other than that, yeah, man, it was great. Best game trailer, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. Eh, I don't know about that. Best streaming game, Valorant. Valorant is kind of dead to me, but if it's still there. Best gaming community, Baldur's Gate 3. 110%. They will help you out with every situation or any situation that they need to help you out with. Once they help you out, it would be freaking great. You can ask a question, somebody will assist you. You can do a lot of things, and somebody will actually assist you and help you out. Uh, best gaming hardware, PlayStation VR 2. Don't know about that. I think that's the only thing that came out that was made sense besides the Sony little computer thing, which was terrible. But we got Breakthrough World, Cocoon, and Geometric Interactive. I guess. Critics' Choice Award, Alan Wake 2. I will be playing Alan Wake 2 on the channel at some point. You will see. Once I get paid and purchase the game, it will be played. The best lead performer, Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16, which is, I believe, the main character. Makes sense. Granted, I wish he did more as the character, but yeah. The best supporting actor or press supporting performer is Neil Newbon. He's a Asterion in Baldur's Gate 3. Asterion is great in that game, especially, again, beating it and playing through it. Asterion is great. And here's where the weird ones start to come out. Nintendo Game of the Year, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, which is probably the only major one besides Mario. But yeah, that actually makes sense. That's good. We got PC Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3. Once again, that's great. But Baldur's Gate is also multi-plat, but Xbox Game of the Year, Starfield, which is the only game that really came out for Xbox, which is fine. We got PlayStation Game of the Year, which is Resident Evil 4. That's the one where even I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. That one doesn't add up, no matter how hard you push it. Um, it just doesn't add up because that's multi-platform. And if they said PlayStation Game of the Year, they should have just made a PlayStation Game of the Year. Like I don't know, Spider-Man or various other games that came out on PlayStation only, not a non-exclusive game. Hell, Final Fantasy 16 could have fit the spot, even though it's timed exclusive, but that doesn't make any sense. Most wanted game was Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, which is, I can understand it, even though some of the parts of the game are already dumb to me. But that's just me. That's just me. Uh, and then there's Ultimate Game of the Year, which is Baldur's Gate 3, which again, I can see why Baldur's Gate 3 would probably be dominating a lot of Game of the Year lists because that is a fantastic game. There's a lot to do with it. It took me 2 months to fully beat it with two other people, which wasn't a bad problem. It was just a lot of stuff in the game that you could do. There's a lot of paths you can take. There's a lot of things you can do in Baldur's Gate that I honestly can say made it actually worth everything on it. That being said, Yeah, I can see Baldur's Gate actually making Game of the Year, and I can actually see, probably like Spider-Man 2 making Game of the Year. I actually platinum Spider-Man 2 before I even beat that joint, which is actually great. Uh, Wanted to talk about one last thing before I move on to the wrestling portion, which would be fucking Young Yeah. Young Yeah is a YouTuber on this very platform that we are on, YouTube, and he is voicing Kazuma Kiryu in, Like a Dragon Gaiden. For some reason, the English voice acting is not out day one, so I want to play the game, but I don't want to play it until I get that part out, which is why I'm confused on why that even is out. And then there's the fact that just after he's going to be like a dragon, the Infinite Wealth game, which is this part two to the RPG, which I actually love, something fierce, and I can't wait till it comes out, which I bought already. They're both purchased digitally, so as soon as the game, it's live and active, I'm playing it. Um, I have one major issue though. It's generally just with the fact that he can't take criticism. I had to find a proper words to say. It feels like he can't take criticism, and once he gets criticism, he tends to block people on Twitter. And why he blocks everything on Twitter, it kind of seems like just just feels like he can't take criticism. Like there's literally one person defending the him against like hate and all that, and I can honestly say, while like you don't just threaten a dude or have like some nasty comments. If you can give constructive feedback, give constructive feedback. But my problem is the people who are giving him constructive feedback are also getting, you know, blocked and deleted and stuff like that on Twitter or X, as you want to call it. Representing X, yeah. I fucked it up. Couldn't even see the bottom half. But okay, just did this. Whatever. X. It feels as though he can't take like some criticism. Like personally, for me, even from what I've seen on somebody playing the Infinite Wealth demo, which you lucky bastards for beating this game at max speed, which is there's a demo included in Like a Dragon Gaiden. Um, what it feels like is he does not fit the role. I could probably get used to it, which I'm probably going to do when the English voice acting come on. I'm going to restart this game just so I can, catch up and hear the beginning parts of the game. I am not too far in this game. I just want to hear the beginning parts with Young Yeah at the helm of it. But I genuinely think that if he just took it on the chin, he'd be able to calm down. His Poochie is fantastic. In other, parts I've heard him and he is fantastic. It's just his Kazuma Kiryu just sounds like he's a young Kazuma Kiryu. Now, if he was Kazuma Kiryu in Yakuza Zero or Goro, I'd be fine. But he is playing a near a 50-something-year-old Kazuma Kiryu. He doesn't sound right. It just sounds like he's a little younger than what he is. And would I have had the original voice actor from the previous Yakuza English voice acting? Yes. Does that mean he's doing a bad job? No. And let me explain. It probably sounds like I'm being a little hypocritical, but when I say he doing a good job? Yeah, he most likely is doing a good job from what I heard. If you don't like the voice, like I don't like the voice and I don't feel like it, it's not saying that he's doing a shit job. It's just I don't like his voice as this character, you know? Just like I don't like Laura Bailey's voice on every goddamn thing she's in because she's in too much. And, it bugs me. But, that's just me personally. I'm not going to say Laura Bailey is a shit voice actress. I'm going to say I don't like hearing her voice in every 5 seconds in every game that I've played. Granted, haven't heard it too much recently, but like I said, eh, that's neither here nor there. But is Young, yeah, does he deserve to get like the hate and stuff? And people are like, this game sucks because he's doing it. No, it doesn't make any sense. It's still a fantastic game. It's still a great game. It's still a Yakuza game by in his heart and his soul. Like a Dragon Gaiden is quite possibly one of my favorite games this year, and it just came out. I haven't heard the English voice actor because they're gonna add it in later, but yeah, that's gonna happen when it happens. So far, from what I heard, I don't like the voice, but from uh, what I've heard already, he's doing a good job. It's just that's the wrong character. I wish they gave him another character. Somebody younger and somebody not as good as that. But that being said, moving on from there, I really wish he would take criticism a little bit better and he wouldn't just, you know, bleh. But yeah, let's talk about Crown Jewel. Just give me a second. I'm gonna pull up this page here. Woo! Let me share the Wikipedia article because that's the easiest thing that I can share. Spirit was here, but Spirit's not coming back, I guess. She's also at work, I think. So let's look at some Crown Jewel stuff because I genuinely kind of trying to remember the matches. First things first, we have the pre-show with Sami Zayn versus JD, and that was a pointless match because it didn't really lead anywhere. And I just have to say that this Judgment Day stuff is actually some of the best stuff that's happening so far, and I actually can say I've been enjoying it so far. Um, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre was actually a great match. Honestly, I'd say Drew McIntyre losing was great. Honestly, still would have given the win to Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins does need to kind of, you know, like he had a good reign with the title. Sometimes you could just have a good reign and lose it instead of having a reign and have it last as long as Roman Reigns isn't reign, which is fucking awful and annoying. But yes, there is a sweet spot for Reigns with titles, and there's the point where it's getting stupid. You have to get to the sweet spot where it's not too annoying and it's you know not too long, not too short. Once you get the middle ground, you're golden. Uh, we had Rhea Ripley in a fatal five-way match in which uh, she won against Nia Jax, Raquel, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark. I honestly would have given the win to somebody like Zoe Stark to give her, a chance with something bigger. Because Zoe Stark did prove herself during that match. So did Raquel and Shayna Baszler. I'm not going to say anything about Nia Jax because I don't want to be mean anymore to Nia Jax. I'm going to just leave it alone. Let's just say she still doesn't belong in the wrestling ring. But I am proud of her for losing a lot of the weight that she lost, which she did a good job. The next one is Solo Sokoa versus John Cena. Um, Solo won the match. I am glad they made Solo win the match. I'm just like, who thought John Cena would have won that match? It has been a match that if John Cena had won, it would not have done anything for John Cena. He's already here. Solo's getting there. He's moving up. So him getting the win over John Cena is actually great. John Cena should not have won that match at all. We got Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio, and unfortunately, this is one of the matches of that night where I was just like, don't really think Logan Paul should have gotten the title. He's not active or not an active wrestler. We genuinely did not see him the very second he won the title. We saw everything else, and it also led to one of the dumbest betrayals that I've seen. That the betrayal we knew was going to happen. The execution of said betrayal was pretty stupid. Prime example: during the match, what's his name took the brass knuckles from one of Logan Paul's stooges, and when he grabbed the brass knuckles, he left it on the apron, so Logan Paul was able to get the brass knuckles and use it, which doesn't make any sense. Any logical person would grab the brass knuckles and probably pocket him or do something else. Instead, he put them on the ring apron so Logan Paul can grab them, which made zero sense to anybody watching. And they was like, oh, betrayal. Literally tomorrow, betrayal, which, happened on Friday. So quick. It was predictable and everyone knew it was going to happen at some point. But yeah, yeah, betrayal. Um, oh yeah, and Carlito literally called him out, and he was like, "No, no, no, we're not going to pass that about. We're not going to blame Logan Paul. We're going to blame this guy for leaving the brass knuckles on the ring apron like an idiot." But that's that. Carlito literally spoke, asked the crowd. We got Io Sky defeating Bianca Belair for the championship. Io Sky is great regardless, but the fact that they brought Kyrie Sane back during this match, my only issue so far with this is they brought Kyrie Sane back during that night, and she did not get a reaction or any type of reaction that I would have personally liked for Kyrie Sane. I would love Kyrie Sane to get a better reaction in some other place. Probably, I don't know, the next day on Monday Night Raw. I feel like she would have got a better reaction. And hold on, let me double check something. Okay. Yeah, I would have given her a better reaction with a better town, so it could be actually great. Um, Other than that, that was solid, except for the fact that AO Sky kind of cheated something fierce. We got Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest, in which we all knew that Cody Rhodes was going to win the match because he has to be rebuilt up for the next WrestleMania. Because the next WrestleMania is going to happen, and it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns Part Two, which I personally am just not into at all. So yeah. Um, Next we got Roman Reigns versus LA Knight in a clearly we all knew who was going to win the match. Um, Seriously, we need to stop booking Roman Reigns in matches that are so predictably stupid, and we both know who's going to win the match. That didn't have to be a title match for Roman Reigns. It could have been like a tag match or something else of that nature with LA Knight. Because anybody before WrestleMania going after Roman Reigns, it just makes it pointless and it makes it a little lame because you're like, oh God, who's Roman Reigns' next opponent? Oh, it's this person. Oh, it's not Cody Rhodes. Oh, he's gonna lose the match, obviously. So it's like, no, I honestly don't. To be honest, I don't care if Roman Reigns is in a match at this point because every time he's in a match, you honestly just don't. You already know who's gonna win the match. It's gonna be Roman Reigns, unless it's a tag match or something where he can lose. Other than that, it's just gonna be a bunch of pointless stuff. And Roman Reigns is gonna have the belt for another 300 days, and people are going to be like, oh, wow, Roman's reign is actually getting stupid. No one cares that Roman's going to lose his reign because at this point, it's been too long. He barely defends it. He's barely on pay per views. He's not going to be in the next pay per view from what is already said. And we're just getting this nonsense. And I can't do this anymore with Roman Reigns. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that. And I believe Retro wanted to join. Let me see if he's still there. Invite. There's my dog. If he's still there, I just put the invite in the what's it called? Was there anything else I wanted to talk about before I cut this off and Retro joins and have a conversation with Retro? I haven't had a conversation with that guy in a minute. What other gaming topics I wanted to speak? Call of Duty. Oh my goodness. Call of Duty has been failing. This one is a failure ever since it was released. A lot of people are not happy with this Call of Duty. And honestly, I hope it shows Call of Duty that yeah, it can't just come out and be good. It has to actually be great. Oh, that's actually what I want to talk about. Out of all the matches on Crown Jewel, and this is actually starting to get on my nerves. I don't know if it's getting on anybody else's nerves. The matches had a lot of heels in them cheating something fierce. Whatever happened to the heels just being heels and dominating matches? Did anybody remember that? You know, in Logan Paul's match, he cheated. Io Sky, she cheated. Damian Priest, he tried to cheat and he still cheated. Roman Reigns' match, he cheated. All these matches where these people are cheating something fierce, and I'm like, these are the big name matches. The last four matches on the card had somebody cheating. What is going on here? And where we can't just have a heels win, we have to have our heels cheat something fierce. Hopefully, we get a good War Games. Mm, that being said, I hope. Um, Let me give him another minute here. Give me just a second. Give me just a quick second. I'm gonna put you guys on a brief hold. I'm gonna play the countdown. I'm back. All right, so it looks like Retro is no longer here. That being said, anywho, that being said, if anybody has anything you want to say, please mention it in the comments. Speak to me if you want to. Ask questions. I am going to talk to y'all later. At Retro, if you see or hear this, I will talk to you when I talk to you, my guy. You guys have a good one.